Hello, hello, everybody, and a bit of sound is quite welcome. Welcome on a very special edition of the Global Online Quiz. My name is Jelinka. It's my pleasure, as always, to be your quizmaster. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the studio here in Eindhoven, where behind the buttons today we have the lovely Nikki. She will be collecting your team photos. We also have Guido in the house, our moderator on the chat today. Bob is behind the buttons. He will make sure everything runs smoothly on the technical end of things. And behind the scenes, we have our very own Rudy preparing a special element for today's quiz, which I'll tell you all about a bit later on. Players from all over the globe have joined us once more. A warm welcome to all of you. We have been joined by Canada, Iceland, Colombia, Wales, Germany, the US, Romania, Belgium's in the house. So is Malta, Scotland, the Netherlands, and Latvia. Welcome, guys. If you haven't let us know where you are playing from tonight on the chat just yet, do get in touch with Guido and share that with him. We love to find out where you guys are playing from and how you are doing. So before we get you started, I will explain exactly what you can expect from today's quiz. I hope that we perhaps have a few new players in the house as well. The most important thing you need to know is that this quiz is all about the fun. You're going to be checking your own answers and keeping score yourselves. And if this is your first ever quiz, congratulations, you have picked a really good one. This is our 42nd quiz, and for us, that's a big anniversary. Now, other companies might celebrate a 50th quiz, for example, but here at number 42, you can see why we attach a bit more significance to the number 42. And that means things are a little bit different from what you are used to, in the sense that you cannot pick up 65, but 70 points today. And we have a really special music round coming your way at the end of the program that can also earn you an additional 2.5 points. We've hidden an extra puzzle in there for you to work on. And it will be a really, really special music round for many other reasons as well. So I'm really excited about that one. But all of the other questions we've worked very hard on and are excited to share with you today. If you want to share your team pictures with us, we would love to see them. Share them with us and the global quizzing community. You can submit them directly to Nikki, who is available through WhatsApp. This link can be used to get in touch with her. Our WhatsApp account can be accessed through here. Submit a cool team photo. Don't forget to also tell us your team name and where you are playing from. And perhaps we'll be seeing you on the show a bit later on. And this code allows you to do 3 things, actually. The first being to get in touch with Nikki to submit your team photo. You can also use it to make a contribution if you find yourself enjoying today's anniversary quiz and would like to chip in. And finally, you can submit your score by the end of the game, which I really hope you will all do, so we can include you in our global online ranking, which goes up on our website as well as our socials on Monday. So even if you're re-watching this show a bit later on, then no problem. For at least 36 hours after it's initially aired, you can still submit and be included in that ranking. Now, having said all of that, it is still great fun to hear how you guys are doing throughout the evening, so don't be shy. Share your results and your thoughts with us on the chat. Guido would love to hear them all. We have printable answer sheets available through our website, absolutely free. If you did print those out, now would be a great time to grab them because we're about to get you started on the first round, which is a picture round. If you didn't print them out, never mind, you don't need them. They just make it all look a bit more official and pretty, but just grab a couple of sheets of paper or a notepad, number it 1 to 10 from top to bottom a few times, and you'll be good to go. There is one rule and one rule only. I think it's an obvious one, but we mention it just in case. We don't allow the use of any aids other than your collective brains. So what that basically means is no Googling, no online or offline research of any kind. The answers have to come from you and your teammates, and I trust you all to play fairly. We'll be playing 6 rounds as we always do, some mixed bag rounds. We've got some themed rounds coming your way, and that very special music round we're going to finish on. We'll have some breaks as well, a 6-minute break after round 2, another one after round 4 that will allow you to refill your drinks, do a bit of light stretching. Yeah, that's all you need to know. Let's get you cracking on our picture round. This round is sort of designed to ease you into the game. You and your teammates, you're going to work on this. After I've explained it to you, there won't be any talking yet. We save that for round number 2. But I will explain the theme before we get you started. As you can see, we have dubbed this round Home Sweet Home. That is because you're about to see 10 photographs, or in some cases, it's a collection of photographs of famous homes all around the globe. Now, these are famous houses designed by a well-known architect, or maybe they're a really famous tourist destination. Some were used in TV series and movies, so it's a bit of a mix there. What we would like from you is the location for each one. So in which country can they be found? That's specific enough for the points here. Identify the country where each of these famous homes can be found. You get to see each photo twice. Last week, some teams complained that it was a little bit too quick for them. So what we did is we decided that we're going to do 15 seconds on the first batch. Then you see them again for an additional 10 seconds, and then we'll put them up on screen in miniature, allowing you to finalize your answers for an extra minute. So I hope you enjoyed this round. Let's see if you can get all 10 of them. I would be very impressed because I believe there are a couple of tricky ones in the bunch tonight. I'll see you on the other end. Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that home sweet home picture round. And let's find out how you did. That also means if you are in a local competition, this would be an ideal moment to swap sheets with one of the other teams so you can check each other's results. And if it's just you playing from the comfort of your own home, then whip out that red pen and start marking away the answers for round one. First up, this beautiful building here is Casa Mila. It's designed by Gaudi and it is in Spain, Barcelona to be exact. Spain for 1 point on number one. Number two was a rather blue house, not just any old house. This is a Frida Kahlo house, and Mexico is the country I was in search of for another point there. Next up, the house of none other than Miss Pippi Longstocking. We are in Sweden with photo number 3. Number 4, this really colorful addition to the picture round is the Hundertwasser house. We are in Vienna, Austria with this photograph. Next up, number 5, the caves in Cappadocia. Not the most luxurious dwelling, but certainly a really beautiful photograph. We are in Turkey for photo number 5. Number 6, a film that I actually haven't gotten around to seeing, but I hear great things about it. This is the house from the movie Parasite. South Korea is the country we sought for number 6. Number 7, the dancing house. You can see why it is called that, I think. Beautiful building in Prague, the Czech Republic, or Czechia if you like. If you're ever in Prague, do check it out. It is a really cool building. Number 8, we are still in Europe with this one. This is a building designed by Victor Horta. It is in Brussels, in Belgium. That's where we were for number 8. And we go across the pond for number 9. We are now in the United States. This is Falling Water House. And finally, no, not the Shire, but it was New Zealand I was in search of. We are in Hobbiton, New Zealand for the final point here. So did you manage to get all 10 of these? I would be mightily impressed. If you did, do let us know on the chat how many points you managed to score. I'll give you a minute now to calculate your score and to share it with us, and then I'll take you straight into round number 2. Okay, welcome back, everyone. So I'm seeing 5, 6, 7, and even 9 out of 10. No perfect scores yet, but yeah, it was a tough one. I had a sneaky feeling that it might be, but it's nice to see that you guys also enjoyed this round. Hey, you picked up a few fun facts about homes around the world, perhaps. On to round number 2 we go now. Our first mixed bag round for the evening or afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from today. We're going to kick you off with some fun with flags for question number 1. Out of all of the sovereign countries in the world, can you name the 3 that have a flag with black, yellow and red and no other colors? This is important in it. So there are 3 nations in the world that have a black, yellow and red flag with no additional colors in it. Try and name all 3 for half a point each on number 1. On to food and drink we go for question number 2. And food it is. More specifically, we'll be discussing some herbs and spices. I would like to know the name of the herb or spice that features in each of the following dishes. So I'm going to give you some descriptions, and they should help you narrow it down to a specific herb or spice for each of the 4 questions I have. First up, which herb or spice is A, the main flavoring component of béarnaise sauce, B, famously used to give color and flavor to paella. C, the classic herb used in the Scandinavian dish gravlax. And D, found in Dutch Leiden cheese and also commonly used in falafel. So something connecting Dutch Leiden cheese and falafel. Name the 4 herbs and or spices. Question number 3 is our first picture connection for today's quiz. As always, we're showing you 4 seemingly unrelated images, and yet there is something logically connecting them all. And that something is worth a point on number 3. So have a good look at everything and everyone you see here and try and find the single word or name logically connecting all of these images. Question number 4. There are many stories about this queen. In Islamic tradition, she's referred to as Bilqis, and she appears as a prominent figure named Makeda in the Kebra Nagas, the Ethiopian national epic and foundation story. According to this tradition, she visited Solomon's court after hearing about his wisdom. She bore Solomon a son who became the founder of the royal Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia, which ruled until the deposition of Haile Selassie I in 1974. And she appears in the Bible as well. In the biblical account of the reign of Solomon, she visited his court at the head of a camel caravan bearing gold, jewels, and spices. And according to the Bible, the purpose of the visit was to test Solomon's wisdom by asking him to solve a number of riddles. Under what name is this queen most commonly known to the world? So under what name do we know this queen famously associated with King Solomon? Next up, we have a video question coming your way. You're about to see 3 short clips from films that won an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature and for a change were not produced by Walt Disney or by Pixar. Can you give me the title for each one? So 3 Academy Award winners for Best Animated Feature. Try and give me the title for all 3.
Mystery and vegetables.
I have the most terrible rabbit problem.
How on earth would they ever catch such a big rabbit?
Oh, come on, Grummy. A bit more alluring. Don't move.
What?
Don't move.
Not moving.
Not moving.
Try to blend in.
London? What do you mean?
Blend in.
Huh? But what are you saying?
Too late.
No, it's not too late. I'm blending. I'm a blender. Ah!
Hey, calm down. What are you doing? Tranquilo.
Oh! Ah!
Stop moving. Try not to look conspicuous.
Walt Disney Studios presents a Studio Ghibli film. Experience a magical movie phenomenon embraced by all the world.
Let's go!
This
On to question number 6, and I thought, you know what, nothing says party like some adorable baby animals. For half a point each, can you tell me what will these little ones grow up to be? So we see 4 baby animals. Of which animal species is my question to you? Oh, so adorable. On to question number 7 we go. Here we see a map of 2 stunning national parks marked in the green area we see here. These parks border one another, but they're actually in 2 different countries, namely Tanzania and Kenya. Can you give me the name of both parks? So they are marked in green on the map, which we're going to zoom in on in a bit, of course. They're in Tanzania and Kenya, and they do border one another, but they have their own names, and these names are worth half a point each. Can you give me the name for both of these parks? Question number 8. Following the terrible events in Ukraine this past week, many countries illuminated iconic buildings in the colors of the Ukrainian flag in a show of support. It's been really beautiful to see that many buildings around the city of Eindhoven have also been illuminated in these colors all week. And it's a nice, beautiful gesture in a really terrible time for Ukraine. And my question is, which 4 famous buildings or structures or landmarks do we see illuminated here? So the city won't do this time around. I'm looking for the actual name of these landmarks, worth half a point each again on question number 8. For question number 9, we travel to Scotland, more specifically the Scottish island of Ailsa Craig. It is famous for a particular type of granite, and because of this, it's been used since 1851 as one of the 2 places in the world for quarrying a granite for a specific object used in a specific sport. You guessed this. Which sport am I looking for here? So the island of Ailsa Craig, part of Scotland, since 1851 has been one of the 2 places where granite used in a specific object, which is used in a specific sport, is quarried. Which sport am I talking about for number 9? And last but not least, question number 10 is always a video connection, and today is no exception. We're going to be looking at some videos. We've got some television shows in there and a movie. And I'm looking for something to logically connect them all. Take a few notes because it's not as obvious as they can be. You are going to need to do a bit of extra digging here, but there is something connecting all of the titles of these shows and the film we're about to see. Try and see if you can find that connection for number 10.
If you change your mind or have really bad luck while you're in town, come back and see me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool.
I have a customer here with a really impressive sword. It's ornate, it's shiny, and it's really sharp. But he's asking 40 grand for it. It could be worth that, but there's a few red flags. Alex is here to be my second opinion, and if it all works out, hopefully I'll be slicing my way through a deal.
"70% of people believe that your actions have damaged the monarchy."
Who does he think he's talking to?
You can imagine I'm going to drop everything and come down to London before I attend to my grandchildren. Then you're mistaken.
Try and see it from her perspective. She's been brought up to believe it's God's will. She is who she is.
I think we should leave God out of it.
All right. Might as well put on some music. All these weird gadgets, you'd think they'd give you a radio.
What would you like to hear?
What the hell was that?
Do you wish further information on Silicon Valley?
Hell no, I want to know who you are and how you're listening in.
There's no reason for increased volume. I am scanning your interrogatives quite satisfactorily.
And that concludes our first mixed bag round. This one could have earned you a total of 14 points. And as always, we'll give you 90 more seconds to finalize your answers before I go into revealing what they should have been. So use your time wisely, and I'll report back to you shortly with the correct answers for round 2. Welcome back, everyone. Time to swap sheets if you are in a local competition, because here we go. It is answer time for round number 2. First up, fun with flags. Out of all of the sovereign countries in the world, can you name the 3 that have flags with black, yellow, and red, and only those 3 colors in them was my question to you. For half a point each, let's have them. We've got Belgium, Germany and Angola for half a point each. Belgium, Germany and Angola. Number 2, the herbs or spices I was in search of. The main flavoring in Béarnaise sauce is tarragon. Famously used to give color and flavor to paella is saffron. The classic herb used in gravlax is dill. And in Leiden cheese, but also commonly used in falafel, that would be cumin. That is found in both. Number 3, the picture connection. Well, we saw Otis Milburn from Sex Education. We see an Otis elevator. We see Otis Redding and the adventures of Milo and Otis. Otis was worth a point on number 3. The mystery queen who is associated with Solomon is the Queen of Sheba for number 4. And for number 5, those animated feature films that won an Academy Award earned you half a point each. The first was Wallace and Gromit and the Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Next up, it was Rango. And finally, Spirited Away, beautiful Studio Ghibli film for number 3, or C rather, on question number 5. Number 6, the baby animals. Here we have them one more time. Look at that. So much cuteness. But who will they grow up to be was my question to you. Well, that first little baby would grow up to be a sloth. We also have a lynx on offer today, a hyena, a baby hyena. And finally, in photo D, we see dormice. So the dormouse also earned you half a point. Question 7, those stunning national parks that can be visited in Tanzania and Kenya are Serengeti National Park and Masai Mara. Masai Mara and Serengeti National Park, they border one another and were worth half a point each on number 7. Number 8, the buildings lit up in support of Ukraine were the Empire State Building, the Brandenburg Gate, the Fisherman's Bastion, which is in Budapest, and Nelson's Column. Finally, Nelson's Column also earned you half a point in London. Number 9, the Scottish island Ailsa Craig, famous for the granite that is quarried there. And you can already see what that granite is used in. I wonder if you managed to figure it out. It's used to make curling stones. An estimated 60 to 70% of all curling stones in the world are actually made from Ailsa Craig granite. And for number 10, the connection between all those videos. Amazing work if you got this. Not necessarily the easiest one we've ever done. We had a clip from the show Pawn Stars, which is a reality TV show, the movie The Queen, and finally Knight Riders. So we have a queen, a knight, and a pawn. These are all chess pieces. Amazing work if you got that for number 10. So this gives us a grand total of a whopping 14 points you could have earned on round number 2. I'll give you a minute to calculate your score and to share it with Guido on the chat. And then before we go to the break, I'll briefly return to you because we have some really cool team photos to share with you. Okay, welcome back. So I'm still waiting on some scores to roll in on the chat there. And while we wait, let's have a look at some lovely team photos Nikki has collected for us. This is the first batch. More will follow later on. So if you want to use the break to send Nikki a team photo as well. That would be much appreciated. Don't forget to include your team name and the country you are joining from today, or perhaps it's several countries, which is the case for some of our teams. Let's pull up the first team photo now. And when we do that, we're going to zoom in a little bit as well to get a proper look of, wow, aren't you guys looking amazing? Why So Serious joining us from Belgium, and this is extra special because they are on holiday. So thank you for choosing us as your holiday entertainment. Why So Serious? You guys are looking amazing, and I hope you're having a great time. Next team, let's go to, this is 2 team photos, and yes, my favorite, adorable kittens are in the house. The Rainbow Babes joining the fun from the Netherlands, and Quarantine with Boo the Cat joining us from Malta. Thank you so much for sharing, you guys. Hope you're having a great time. On to our next team we go. And this is, zooming in, it's Fruity Fretates. That does look like a fruity table there, joining the fun from Austria. And I do like the bunnies. It's a very nice addition to the table there. Nice mascot. Thank you so much, you guys. On to our next team we go. This is, look at that. Quizzing in style. Night Train 42, well, actually 421 from the Netherlands. And I do believe you were passing Eindhoven earlier. I saw something about that on the chat. I'm loving the outfits. I think that almost warrants a bonus point, you guys. Well done. Thank you so much. And, well, Nikki, let's see. Do we have any more photos? Yeah, we do. This is the final one in our first batch. The Genies After One Bottle. Do you have an actual Genies After One Bottle team shirt that says #42quiz? I could cry. That's amazing, you guys. Genies After One Bottle from Sweden and Estonia, and also supporting Ukraine, as we all are in this really, really strange and awful time. Thank you so much for sharing, ladies. You look amazing, and I hope you're having a great time as always. The time has come to take a little break. We're going to return to you in exactly 6 minutes from now with a super special themed round and another mixed bag coming your way before we then go into another break, and then it gets even better in my opinion, but it's all pretty good. We're really excited about the questions we've prepared for you tonight. So enjoy that break and see you in exactly 6 minutes. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Are you as excited as I am for part 2 of the quiz? We're about to get you started on a really special themed round that ties in rather nicely with tonight's anniversary. But before we do that, I would like to take a moment, as always, to thank everyone who's already chipped in this evening. We've had some very generous contributions. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to us. The payment link that you see here remains active at all times. So even if you're rewatching the show a bit later on and you find yourself enjoying it, you'd like to chip in, you can always do that. It remains open at all times, even for teams rewatching. So if you're new to the quiz, the idea is that for an in real life quiz, you usually pay a few euros, dollars, whatever your local currency is, to join the fun. And we really hope that you are willing to do the same out here in the digital realm. That helps us to keep producing these quizzes for you. So please consider that if you can, if you're a group of students, pitch in what you can every once in a while, maybe if you can afford to pay a little bit more and you think it's worth a bit more, then that's appreciated as well. And what would be really helpful is if you can make a team contribution. Many teams have been doing that, and it's great because it saves us a lot in transaction fees. So that's our story. Please consider it. If you find yourself enjoying tonight's quiz, then you want many more of them in the future, and we certainly hope to be making many more of them for you. And now on to round 3 we go. Our themed round. We have come up with a very special adding up to 42 round this week, and that means that each of the questions has a number hiding somewhere in the answer. And if you manage to get all of the questions right, then those numbers should add up to 42, fittingly. So keep that in mind, and hopefully you'll be able to use it to your advantage. If you're stuck on just 1 or 2, then maybe this will help you narrow it down. And you can also do the math to see if it all checks out for a perfect 10 on this adding up to 42 round. Let's get you cracking. Here comes question number 1. In the 90s and early zeros, Hugh Grant could be seen in a lot of romantic comedies. 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, Bridget Jones's Diary, Love Actually, to name but a few. And the film I'm looking for also falls into this category. It features Hugh Grant as a billionaire real estate developer who falls in love with a lawyer opposing his building plans, played by Sandra Bullock. What is the title of this 2002 rom-com starring Hugh Grant and Sandra Bullock for number 1? On to question number 2. For this one, I'd like to know which character was portrayed by Tommy Lee Jones in the movie Batman Forever. Remember that one? There have been a lot of Batman movies. There's even one in cinemas right now, which I'm going to see tomorrow, and I'm quite excited about. But this question is about Batman Forever. Do you remember which character was portrayed by Tommy Lee Jones in that particular film? And as we're doing a bit of math this round, we thought, let's have you do some actual math. What we'd like you to do here is look at what is on screen. So we have a 55x to the power of -1 minus y to the power of 3 equals 75. And what we also know is that y squared plus 3 squared equals 5 squared. So using this information to your advantage, can you solve for x, where x is an integer? So we want to end up with a whole number here for x. Can you do that for me for number 3? We have Bo on the chat saying, I love math, but it doesn't love me back. I know how you feel, Bo. I very much agree with that statement. For question number 4, I'm in search of some countries, a certain number of countries to be exact. Can you tell me how many different sovereign nations have a name starting with the letter J in the English language? So if we get an alphabetical list of all of the countries around the world, an English one preferably, how many countries start with a J? Question number 5. Though just 271 words long, the Gettysburg Address is one of the most famous speeches in history. It was developed by Abraham Lincoln in 1863, and it's in its whole inscripted in the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Can you tell me the very first word in this legendary speech by Abraham Lincoln? So the first word in the Gettysburg Address will earn you a point on number 5. And obviously, it has something to do with a number. On to question number 6. Music is the topic for this one. Ryan Tedder is a successful American songwriter who's written or co-written hits such as Bleeding Love for Leona Lewis and Halo for Beyoncé. He's also produced albums for Adele, Taylor Swift, and Justin Bieber. And besides all of that, he is the singer of a band that scored several big hits throughout the years, such as Apologize, All the Right Moves, Good Life, and Counting Stars. What is the name of this rock band fronted by Ryan Tedder? So name that band. They're known for hits such as Apologize, All the Right Moves, Good Life, and Counting Stars. Question number 7. Die Hard, Rambo, and the Bourne franchise each consist of the same number of films. How many movies were released in each series? So both Die Hard, Rambo, and the Bourne franchise total the same number of movies in them. How many films released in each series is the question for number 7. On to some more culture for number 8. For this one, I'm in search of a theatrical work that's been described by its playwright Bertolt Brecht as a play with music rather than an opera or a musical. The music of the piece was composed by Kurt Weill, and it premiered in 1928 in Berlin. It's seen as a socialist critique of the capitalist world. Some of the songs in this play with music have been widely covered and became standards in their own right, such as the Ballad of Mac the Knife and Pirate Jenny. Can you tell me the title of this play with music by Bertolt Brecht? On to number 9 we go. We see some chalk-sea cliffs here. These can be found on the English Channel coast, and they have a specific name that will earn you the point here on number 9. And that name is shared by the daughters of the Titan Atlas and the sea nymph Pleione in Greek mythology. It's also, finally, the name of a book series by Northern Irish author Lucinda Riley, a book series that has done very well worldwide. So what name is shared by these chalk sea cliffs on the English Channel coast, the daughters of the Titan Atlas and the sea nymph Pleione in Greek mythology, and finally, the Northern Irish author Lucinda Riley's popular book series? Last but not least, question number 10, the one that should make it come together for a perfect 42 and 10 points on this round. I'm looking for the name of a U.S. state. It's in the southeastern region of the country, and it's played a major role in the development of popular music, including country, blues, rock and roll, soul, and gospel. Its capital is the heart of the country music scene, with the long-running Grand Ole Opry, the Country Music Hall of Fame, and a museum and a legendary stretch of honky-tonks and dance halls. Name that U.S. state. So in the southeastern region of the country, it has played a major role in the development of country, but also blues, rock and roll, soul, and gospel. And that concludes our very special adding up to 42 round. We'll now give you 90 more seconds to finalize your answers. Do a quick check. Have you been able to add up to 42? That is the question. Okay, that's it for round number 3. I have a feeling this may be a tricky one for many teams. Let's find out how you did on this numbers round. Time to swap sheets if you're in a local competition. Here we go with the answers. First up, that mystery romantic comedy starring Hugh Grant and Sandra Bullock is 2 Weeks Notice. 2 Weeks Notice for 1 point on number 1. Number 2, the character portrayed by Tommy Lee Jones in Batman Forever is Harvey Dent, a.k.a. Two-Face. Two-Face. So we have another 2 for number 2. And then on to the math question. I had some help making this one just to make sure that we got this all right. Not necessarily my area of expertise. So we were trying to solve x where it's an integer. And as you can see here, y has to be 4 or minus 4. So let's move on and see what happens if we start doing the math with 4 and minus 4, starting with 4. As it turns out, the result is not a whole number. 55 divided by 139 is not a whole number. So let's try the minus 4 instead and see if that gets us a whole number. And you see that indeed it does. We see 11x equaling 55, meaning x is 5. So if you put 5, well done you. I am impressed. And you've earned yourselves another point. So 5 was worth the point on number 3. And for number 4, we asked you how many countries have names starting with a J. Here we have Japan. Don't forget about Jamaica. And then there's Jordan as well. 3 countries for another point on number 4. Number 5, the Gettysburg Address. And it was really that first word that was all we needed. And that is the word for. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. That is the opening line for the Gettysburg Address. 4. Number 6, Ryan Tedder is the lead singer in One Republic. One Republic for number 6. So adding 1 to our grand total, not quite at 42 yet, but these movies will help us out. Die Hard, Rambo, and the Bourne franchise each consist of a total of 5 films for number 7. Number 8, the Mystery Theatre work. This is the 3-penny opera, the Drei-Groschen-Oper or 3-penny opera. Number 9, the name shared by those chalk-sea cliffs on the English Channel, and also those Daughters of Atlas and Pleione, and finally, those books by Lucinda Riley. The books perhaps being the best known in the bunch, these are the 7 Sisters. 7 Sisters for number 9. Last but not least, we're still not quite at 42 yet, but the US state, which also is the only one with a number in it we could think of, is Tennessee. Tennessee adding 10 to our grand total and bringing it to 42 exactly. Phew, not the easiest round. I hope that you did enjoy it though, and perhaps knowing that we were adding up to 42 did help you maybe get an extra point or 2. I certainly hope it did. Do let Guido know on the chat how many you scored this round. Give you a minute now to do that, to calculate your score, and then we'll move you on to another mixed bag round for number 4. Okay, welcome back, everyone. So I'm seeing the first scores roll in on the chat. Wow, Wouter, 8 out of 10. And another 8 out of 10 for Michael Wolf and Hans. Wow, you guys are on a roll. I'm really impressed. I thought that was we were going to be seeing some lower scores here. I'm also seeing some 5, 6, 7, but all in all, those are really nice results. So let's take you on to a round that can earn you another 13.5 points. Round 4, another good old-fashioned mixed bag round coming your way. Grab a fresh answer sheet, and here we go. For question number 1, I'm going to invite you to put something in the correct order for us. I'm going to give you some sports items in a moment, and I'd like them in order from smallest to largest based on their maximum allowed length in professional matches. So put in order from smallest to largest based on the maximum allowed length in professional matches. A, the baseball bat. B, the ice hockey stick. C, the tennis racket. And D, a cricket bat. So start with the shortest maximum allowed length and work your way up to the longest one. For number 1. On to question number 2 we go. And Paul says on the chat, Yulinka, you're the only 10 I see. Oh, flattery will get you everywhere, Paul. That's almost worth a bonus point, I think. On to number 2. I'm going to give you the names of 4 islands that are among the 20 largest in the world. Name the country each of these islands is part of. So keep in mind that they're among the 20 largest in the world. That will help you narrow it down, surely. We have on offer A, Baffin Island is part of which country? B, Sumatra is part of which country? C, South Island, which is also known as Te Waipunamu or South Island. And finally, D, Luzon is part of which nation? Try and name them all for half a point each on number 2. For number 3, we have another picture connection prepared for you. Have a close look at everything and everyone you see. And again, this is one of those extra layer ones, so you may want to take a few notes and see if anything pops out at you. There is something logically connecting all of these images. I promise you that. So focus on the ladies we see here on screen and that car. Have a good look at that. There's a movie in the mix as well. If you get the names of all of them, then I think the mystery theme will reveal itself to you for number 3. Question number 4. Most works by French composer Paul Dukas aren't widely known outside of the concert hall, but there is one notable exception. His 1897 The Sorcerer's Apprentice reached a big audience when it was used in a 1940 animated film. Which movie was that? So most of the works by Paul Dukas aren't that widely known outside of the concert hall, but the notable exception to that rule is The Sorcerer's Apprentice, a piece from 1897 that reached a much bigger audience when it was used in an animated film released in 1940. Which movie was that? On to question number 5, something completely different, something we don't actually address that often. This one is for the game lovers out there gaming. We're about to listen to iconic sounds from video games, and these are really the type of sounds you would hear if something happens to your character or something happens in the game. Then we've collected some of the iconic sounds from each game that you might come across. Based on a collection of those sounds, we're going to ask you to identify 3 super popular computer games. Let's see if you can get them all. Here comes the first clip now. So it's a bit of a collection of different sounds from that game. Here comes clip A. Okay, that was the first one, clip A, and that last sound is a very bad sound. Something very sad has happened to your character if you hear that one. Now, I'm going to take you on to clip B. These are all sounds from which game? Okay, there was a whole lot going on there. I've actually never played this game myself. However, I do have some friends who play this. Curious to see if they recognized it. And last but not least, another iconic game. Here are some sounds from it for clip C. And that's it. That's all you get to work with for question number 5. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you managed to guess some of the games. I'll give you a few more seconds now before we move you on to our next question. Question number 6, we travel to Africa for this one. I'm looking for a town in Mali, which started as a seasonal settlement back in the 12th century. And in the coming centuries, it flourished because of its location as at the southern terminus on a trans-Saharan trade route. Its rapid economic growth in the 13th and 14th centuries drew many scholars to the city. And in the next centuries, it experienced a golden age as a fertile ground for scholarship on religion, arts, and also sciences. Nowadays, it suffers from desertification, though, and in the Western world, the name of the city is synonymous with a far and difficult to reach place. Probably one of the reasons why it's one of the favorite hideaways for Donald Duck whenever he has to flee his hometown. Which city, which now has around 50,000 inhabitants, am I talking about? So a town in Mali, which in the Western world, its name is synonymous with a far and difficult to reach place. Question number 7. Also celebrating their 42nd edition this year are the Raspberry Awards. Known as the Razzies, these awards honor the worst in movies, handing out accolades for what are deemed to be lowlights of the Hollywood year. So the exact opposite of the Oscars, one might say. And there is a new and very special category of the Razzies this year, focusing entirely on the work of a single actor who was given his own category of acting ineptness for the year 2021. The actor, 66 years of age, went up against himself 8 times within this category, listing all 8 of his forgettable films from the year, including American Siege, Apex, Cosmic Sin, Deadlock, and Out of Death. Who is he? So name that actor who now has his own Razzies category going up against himself for worst performance by himself in a motion picture with 8 movies to choose from. On to a bit of history we go. For number 8, we've lined up some childhood photos of famous historical figures for you. So famous people from history in their younger years. That sort of history within history. Can you recognize them all is my question to you. Can you recognize these famous historical figures, all famous for doing something rather different, I might add, for half a point each? Question number 9. For this one, I'm in search of the name of a legendary creature in the folklore of parts of the Americas, with its first purported sightings reported in Puerto Rico in 1995. The name comes from the animal's reported vampirism. It's said to attack and drink the blood of livestock, including goats. Physical description of the creature vary, with some describing it as a more dog-like creature, particularly in the southwestern United States, while most others describe it as a reptilian and alien-like beast in Puerto Rico and in Latin America, for example. So reports of this creature have been around since sort of the 70s, but it actually got its name, that name I'm in search of for the point here, back in Puerto Rico in 1995. What is that name of this legendary blood-sucking beast? For question number 10, we usually do a bit of traveling, and today is no exception, but rather than a real place, we're going to be traveling to some fictional countries instead. Fictional locations worth half point each on number 10. In a moment, I'll show you 4 animated GIFs taken from a certain movie or television show. We don't want the name of the show or that movie. We want the name of the actual location, the country that you can see in the particular scene we have selected. So try and name all 4 of the countries we see here. Let's bring them up and give you 40 seconds to work on question 10. And that concludes round number 4, our second and final mixed bag round. 90 more seconds coming your way now, allowing you to finalize your answers. When we return, we'll go into revealing what they should have been, and we're going to have a look at some more team photos, I think. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Time for answers for round number 4. The first question, that means it's time to swap seats, of course, if you're in a local competition. And let's find out how you did on that first question. The sports items in order from smallest to largest. That was the task at hand. Here we have them now. So you should have started with the tennis racket. That's between 27 inches and 29 inches. Maximum length allowed in professional and non-professional matches. And that means 73.66 centimeters. The laws of cricket state that the length of the bat may be no more than 38 inches, which is 96.5 centimeters. Baseball bats can be no more than 42 inches, just over a meter in length. Finally, the ice hockey stick should have been the last one on your list, approximately 150 to 200 centimeters long. Composed of a long, slender shaft with a flat extension at one end called the blade. And the National Hockey League sticks are up to 63 inches, 160 centimeters long. So the order you should have put them in is C, D, A, B. If you swapped 2 that are directly next to one another, I'm going to allow you to award yourselves half a point there. So half a point if you swapped 2 that are directly next to each other but got the rest in their proper positions, and a full point for C, D, A, B as the correct order. Number 2, we asked you which country each of those islands belongs to. Here we have them now. Baffin Island is part of Canada. Sumatra is part of Indonesia. South Island or Te Waipunamu is New Zealand. And Luzon is part of the Philippines. So half a point each for Canada, Indonesia, New Zealand, and the Philippines. The picture connection. Who did we see? What did we see? And how do we make sense of it all? The lady in this first photograph we see here is Alyssa Milano. We see an Alfa Romeo. The movie Gran Torino, and we also see Florence Welch of Florence and the Machine. These are all Italian cities that were hiding in these names. Milano, Rome hiding in Romeo, Torino, and Florence. Italian cities for the point on number 3. Well done if you got that. Not the easiest of connections. Number 4, we asked you about Paul Dukas and the work The Sorcerer's Apprentice. It became much more famous because of this movie here, Fantasia. Fantasia for number 4. Number 5, now this one I thought was extremely difficult, but who knows, maybe you disagree and you really enjoyed this. I do know we have some gaming fans in the house. The games were Sonic the Hedgehog, Pokemon Go, and Legend of Zelda. And apparently that last sound we heard from the Sonic the Hedgehog clip was actually Sonic drowning, which is kind of what it sounded like. Yeah, makes sense. Well-designed game sound. The town in Mali that I was in search of for number 6 is Timbuktu. Timbuktu. And for number 7, the person with their own category at the Razzies this year is none other than Mr. Bruce Willis. The category being dubbed Worst Performance by Bruce Willis in a 2021 movie. And I hear his odds are excellent. For number 7, 1 point on Bruce Willis. Number 8, the historical figures that we saw, half a point each. Did you recognize them all? We see a young Winston Churchill. We see a young Amelia Earhart, a young Pablo Picasso, and finally a young Albert Einstein in photo number 8. Number 9, the mystery creature is a chupacabra, the chupacabra. And for number 10, half point each again if you identified these locations, not real locations, but fictional ones this time around. We visited Gilead from The Handmaid's Tale, Themyscira from the Wonder Woman tales, Lilliput from Gulliver's Travels, and finally Panem from the Hunger Games. And that brings us to a grand total of 13.5 points you could have earned on this round. Again, I'll give you a minute to calculate, and please do share your results with us on the chat. When we've done all of that, before we go into the break, we have a few team photos to share with you. So we'll do that after the 1 minute of calculating time is up. Welcome back, everybody. So the first scores are rolling in on the chat now. 11.5, Anna Maria. Well done. 9.5 for Tangerine. Ooh, 12.5. Correction from Anna Maria. Well done indeed. Okay, 11, 11.5, 9.5. Yeah. I'm seeing some really nice results here. I am pleased. Remember, there's 70 points up for grabs in total today, with an additional 2.5 points that are hiding in a little puzzle on the music round that we're going to finish on. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that one. But first, you've earned yourselves a little break. And before we go into that break, let's have a look at some more team photos that have been shared with Nikki, who's been hard at work collecting them all and making another lovely collage for us. Nikki, who do we have joining the fun today? Let's have a look at our first team. This is Sneaky Blinders, joining from the Netherlands. Love that team name, guys. And that's an interesting pet mascot you have there. Makes for a nice change from all the adorable kittens. On to our next team we go. We have in the house today, zooming in here, this is, the champignons. Oui, back from Belgium. And it looks like you're having a little pizza party along with the quiz. Hope you're enjoying your pizza and answering tonight's questions. I think particularly round 3 was a tricky one. I hope you still enjoyed it. On to our next team, and they are G&T. That's a nice choice for a quizzing beverage. Also joining us from the Netherlands today. And looks like you're having a great time. I certainly hope you guys are. Thank you so much for sharing that team photo. And then I do believe we have another picture. Yes, of course. Rio Rules are also in the house once more. And I'm loving how creative you guys are getting. I know what you did there. You all brought a towel for our 42nd anniversary quiz. Love, love, love that. England, Belgium, and Malta in the house from Rio Rules. Thank you so much. Always bring a towel. Very important. And our final team photo, I think, is it? Yes, I do believe it is. And not just any old team photo. This is a birthday party in progress here for the lady in light blue, Everly. You don't look a day over 25, lady. I hope you're having a great time. And thank you so much for choosing us as your birthday entertainment. That happens quite frequently, but I still find it really special when it does. So I really hope you're having a great birthday party. And now you've all earned yourselves a little break. So we're going to return to you in 6 minutes from now with one final themed round and a very special music round that we're all very much looking forward to. So do a bit of light stretching, grab some fresh answer sheets, and I'll report back to you in 6 minutes. Hello, hello, and welcome back to part 3 of today's quiz, a part that we've all really been looking forward to. I'm going to get you started straight away on round number 5, another answer smash round, fan favorite that we thought we kind of had to have on the 40-second quiz. And then we're going to go into a music round, which, we've all been looking forward to, and is going to go into some more entertainment afterwards, I can already reveal to you. So round 5, the answer smash. If you're new to this round, allow me to explain the concept. The idea is that I give you 2 questions, both of which will allow you to solve half of the answer. And if you only know one of those answers straight away, it can help you find the second half, because there's always an overlapping element in the middle. So an answer might be Alfa Romeo and Juliet. You would write down Alfa Romeo and Juliet as your answer. They usually are quite fun as well. Another example might be a bit longer, but it will always have that overlapping word. So you might end up with Dirty Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, for example. So it's not always just 3 words, but you've always got that overlap in the middle there. I hope that explains it. Let's get you started on this week's Answer Smash. For question number 1, I'm looking for an American daily newspaper published in the nation's capital. And that newspaper meets the American rapper, singer, and songwriter known for the songs Rockstar and Psycho. So an American daily newspaper published in the nation's capital meets the American rapper, singer, and songwriter known for the songs Rockstar and Psycho. And if you saw something whooshing past behind me here, it's not a chupacabra, but there's actually a dog in the studio. We have welcomed Noah into the studio. She's adorable. So if you see something running around, that's probably her. The rest of the crew is a bit more disciplined, I dare say. For number 2, I'm looking for a song written by the rhythm and blues artist Percy Mayfield, which was famously recorded by Ray Charles. That song meets a brand of Tennessee whiskey that's among the best-selling whiskeys in the world. So take that song, written by, I should say, Percy Mayfield and recorded by Ray Charles famously, and smash it together with a brand of Tennessee whiskey. Question number 3. The monarch of the United Kingdom from 1837 all the way up to the year 1901 meets an American lingerie, clothing and beauty retailer known for working with supermodels dubbed angels. So take the monarch of the UK from 1837 all the way up to 1901 and smash them together with an American lingerie, clothing and beauty retailer. On to question number 4. For this one, we kick off with the Swedish singer best known for the song Save Tonight. Take his name and smash it together with the national flower of Japan, known locally as sakura. So take the singer of the song Save Tonight and smash him together with the national flower of Japan. On to question number 5. Michael says we need a Noah cam. I agree, but the boys are working on taking a nice portrait of Noah. So you will get to see her eventually. For number 5, an English rock band to start you off with. They formed in 1968 in London and are considered to be pioneers of the heavy metal and hard rock genre. Take them and smash them together with a 1984 film starring Prince. So take the English rock band formed in 1968 in London, considered to be pioneers of the heavy metal and hard rock genre, and smash them together with that 80s movie starring Prince. For answer smash number 6, we kick off with an 1851 book that opens with the line, "Call me Ishmael." This book meets the anti-hero from the animated series Wacky Races, whose sidekick is a dog named Muttley. So take that book from 1851, which opens with the line, "Call me Ishmael," and smash it together with the anti-hero from Wacky Races. Question 7. For this one, we start with a 1997 action thriller. The movie stars Nicolas Cage as Cameron Poe and John Malkovich as Cyrus the Virus Grissom. This movie meets an American brand of basketball shoes, athletic, casual, and style clothing produced by Nike since 1984. So take that 1997 action thriller starring Nicolas Cage and John Malkovich and smash it together with the brand of basketball shoes, athletic and casual wear produced by Nike since 1984. Answer smash number 8. For this one, we kick off with a 1979 British comedy film starring and written by the comedy group Monty Python. This film meets an anthropomorphic white Labrador voiced by Mr. Seth MacFarlane, who we see in the other photo here. So take that Monty Python movie from 1979 and smash it together with the white Labrador voiced by Seth MacFarlane. Question number 9. The name of the contemporary statue by Anthony Gormley, located beside the A1 Road in Gateshead, Tyne and Wear, England, we see in the first photograph, meets an American outdoor recreation products company founded in 1968 to supply climbers mainly. So take the name of this statue by Anthony Gormley we see in photo number 1, a rather famous one. You can see how huge it is from the person standing next to it there. It meets an American outdoor recreation products company founded back in the late 60s, specifically to supply climbers. For number 9. Our final answer smash of the day. We start with the actor born Isur Danielovic, who passed away in 2020 at the very respectable age of 103. So obviously I'm looking for his stage name here as the first part of your answer. And his name meets the author of the book that promoted the number 42 as the answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything. So start with the stage name of Isur Danielovic, famous actor who passed away in 2020 at the respectable age of 103, and smash him together with the author of the book that promotes the number 42 as the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Okay, welcome back, everyone. That concludes our final general knowledge round of sorts. And in a moment, I'll take you on to music. But first, we'll give you some time to wrap up round number 5. 90 more seconds coming your way. Use them wisely. Okay, that's it for round number 5. Our answer smash. Time to swap sheets if you're in a local competition, because here we go. It's answer time. First up, the American daily newspaper meets that American rapper, singer, and songwriter. The Washington Post meets Post Malone to create the Washington Post Malone. For number 2, a song written by Percy Mayfield and performed by Ray Charles meets some Tennessee whiskey. We have Hit the Road, Jack Daniels. Hit the Road, Jack Daniels. Number 3, the monarch of the UK from 1837 until 1901 was Queen Victoria. She meets Victoria's Secret to create Queen Victoria's Secret. Number 4, a Swedish singer meets a Japanese flower to give us Eagle Eye Cherry Blossom. Eagle Eye Cherry Blossom. Number 5, the English rock band formed in London in 1968 meets that Prince movie. I was in search of Deep Purple Rain. Deep Purple Rain. Number 6, the 1851 book which opens with the line, "Call me Ishmael," is Moby Dick, and that anti-hero is none other than Mr. Dick Dastardly. Moby Dick Dastardly for number 6. Number 7, we had the Nicolas Cage movie and that American brand of basketball shoes. Con Air meets Air Jordan. Con Air Jordan for number 7. Number 8, the British comedy film by Monty Python meets The Labrador, voiced by Seth MacFarlane. The Life of Brian Griffin, or Monty Python's Life of Brian Griffin, if you prefer. For number 9, the contemporary statue by Anthony Gormley is the Angel of the North, and that mystery brand is the North Face. So we end up with the Angel of the North Face. And last but not least, Isur Danielovich was better known to the world as Mr. Kirk Douglas, and he meets none other than Mr. Douglas Adams, whom we had to pay tribute to in this 42nd edition of the quiz. Kirk Douglas Adams earns you the final point here. As always, if you're new to the concept or if you struggled a little bit, feel free to award yourselves half points for the bits that you did get in order to crank up that score a bit. So that concludes round number 5. We'll give you a minute now to calculate your score. Do share it with us on the chat once more when you have a chance. And then we'll do one more batch of team photos before we go into that very special music round. Okay, well, we wait for scores to roll in. Oh, I see a couple here already. 8.5, 10 out of 10. Well done, Michael. 7.5, 8.5, 8, 9.5, 9.5, 10. Jeez, you guys, amazing. All right. Almost onto that music round, which I'll explain to you before we get cracking. But first, we've received a ton more team photos. So Nikki's been hard at work turning them all into a beautiful slideshow. So this is the final batch coming your way now. And look at these guys. Oh my goodness. There is just so much cuteness. The pugs joining us from South Africa. You cannot beat that much cuteness. Thank you guys for sharing. On to our next team we go. This is JSJW joining the fun from the US. Thank you guys for sharing a really cool team photo. It's nice to see teams joining us stateside as well. That's always really fun to see. Thank you guys. On to our next team we go now, and this is 2 teams. We've got the Happy Anniversary team joining us from Andorra, which I'm pretty sure is a first for us. So that's super cool. And happy anniversary. It's their 1-year anniversary. So thank you for sharing that with us, you guys. And Homik is also in the house, giving us a little peek into their living room setup, which looks rather schwanky. Thank you, guys. On to the next teams we go. And here we have, who's this? Ah, yes, Glee BP are back in the house, joining the fun from Bologna, Italy. Thank you guys for sharing. And yeah, this is one of our regular teams. They often share team photos. It's nice to see you guys have joined the fun once more. Zooming in on our next team here, it's a bit of a dark photo, but there's a lot of love in the darkness. Good Snack joining us from Sweden today. Thank you guys for sharing. On to our next team we go. A ton of photos got shared, so Nikki tried to work in as many as she could. Zooming in on our next team here, this is Keith, and they are joining the fun from Croatia. Notice that they too have an adorable doggy and rather swanky living room setup with us on the telly. Loving it. Thank you guys for sharing. On to our next team we go, and that is the Squatting Slavs, and they have a birthday girl in the house as well. Baker, happy birthday. Hope you're having a great one, and thank you so much for picking us as your entertainment. It still warms my heart that you guys do that. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a great time. On to the next team picture we go. Zooming in. Oh, yes, more adorable doggies. Look at that. Les Amici have a whole mascot parade lined up for us. That little white fella there, he's not camera shy, is he? Look at him. He's like, I'm the star of the show. Thank you for sharing, guys. A really cool team photo. And then the next one, yes, is a very special one taken right here in the studio a few minutes ago. Number 42 dog, Noah, in the house. And she's being a very, very good girl, our little Noah. She's been a star throughout the show. So thank you, Noah. Thank you, everyone, for submitting your team photos of your teams, of your mascots. We really appreciate it. And thank you, Nikki, for all your hard work. Now it's time for that long-awaited music round. Allow me to explain what's going to be happening. This week, you can earn 2.5 bonus points through a little bonus challenge. We're going to be playing you 10 songs, and as usual, we're looking for an original title because they will be covers. But I'm looking for an original song title and the original artist or band who made this song into a big hit. Okay, so that's the first 10 points for the song titles and artists on each clip. Then, for an extra challenge, we've hidden 5 connections in this week's music round, meaning each song can be linked to another song in the round, but it's not necessarily the next song. So it's really a puzzle that you need to work on, and that's why we'll give you 2 minutes after the whole round is ended to complete that puzzle and to rake in some extra points, hopefully. So an example, you might hear Red Red Wine by UB40 at some point in the music round, and then later on you might hear Yellow by Coldplay. In that case, the connection is they've both got a color in them. And the connection could be in the song titles. It could also be in the names of the artists, and sometimes it's a connection between both. So keep an eye on both the artists and the song titles to find these 5 bonus connections we seek. Another one could be Mama by Genesis, and then later on you hear Sister Sledge, and the connection would be family members. So that is kind of the idea of this extra puzzle. Half a point each on those bonus connections, making for a grand total of 12.5 points waiting to be picked up on this music round. And it is a live music round with Rudy. Now, Rudy, many of you know him already because he's been behind the buttons, expertly operating the switchboard for a while now. But Rudy is actually a very talented musician. That is his real job. And he has graciously offered to perform a live music round for us tonight, which we're super excited about. If that doesn't make for a party, I don't know what does. So in a moment, I'm going to hand you over to Rudy, and he's going to perform 10 covers of hit songs, which you will attempt to identify the original artist and the song title on. And then don't forget, at the end, we're also looking for those connections. So you're going to do a bit of digging around. So song title plus original artist and band, and then leave a bit of space on your answer sheet there to try and get those 5 connections as well. Remember, they could be in the titles, could also be in the artist names, or a combination thereof. Rudy will play each song once and only once, then he will take you into a time ticker, giving you some time to debate the answer before we move on to the next one. And if you guys are really nice and maybe give him some encouragement on the chats, he has offered to play a little set for us after the show. So we're going to do 30 minutes of live music to really turn this into a proper party for our 42nd quiz anniversary. But first, there is a round to play and points to be earned. I hope you're all ready. Rudy certainly is. So let's get you started on the music round. Over to Rudy.
Yeah, thank you, Julinka. And I'm very happy to be here at the studio and play you these songs live. So here we go with the first song. This it that I school, Michelle 5 for that why go. This one's for them hoot girls, them good girls, say masterpiece, silent, wildin', living it up in the city. Chalk song we sing the wrong, gotta kiss myself, I'm so bitter, too hot. Call the police and the fireman, I'm too hot. Make a drag, I wanna retire, man, I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am, too hot. Ain't no bad about it, I'm gonna break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Good luck with the first song. So for the next song, I'm gonna play you a beautiful guitar intro. On to the next song. Hear the drums echoing tonight. She is only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlight wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stop an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melody. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. So the next song is a little bit more groovy, and I have to be real careful. It's a real challenge for me. I'm not allowed to sing the title because I would spoil the... So, but this is just, I only have to play this, and few of you should know it, but either way, we're gonna do part of the song. It's like... You don't have to be beautiful to turn me on. I just need your body, baby, from dusk till dawn. You don't need experience to turn me on. You just leave it all up to me, and I'm gonna show you what it's all about. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cruel to rule my world. Ain't no particular side I'm on a violin. I just want your extra time and your good luck. This next song, I'm gonna play you the bridge of the song. It's like that. I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Another intro, and after the intro we skip right through to the chorus because I can't say the title of the song, so I have to be real creative with which part I play of the songs. With no loving in our souls and no money in our clothes, you can't say we're satisfied. Here we go for the next song. And I give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And all I could taste is this moment, and all I could breathe is your life. And sooner or later it's over. I just don't wanna miss you right now. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. Okay, the next song I'm gonna jump right in the second verse. Well, I'm standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. It's the girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down, taking a look at me. So come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose and we may win, or no, we never be here again. So open up, I'm climbing in. Good luck. So this next song is a little song in disguise. So I'm gonna play it like it's another song, because to play this song original, I need a lot more and heavier guitars. That's the first hint. So we're gonna make it a nice singer-songwriter song. We're living together, but till it's farewell. Maybe we'll come back to earth, who can tell? I guess there is no one to blame. We're leaving ground. Things ever be the same again? Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-bum, ba-ba-bum, da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum. Good luck with that. The last song, and some of the parts of the chorus aren't really hard, so you're allowed to sing very loud in the chat or at home or wherever you are. It goes like this. I've been roaming around, I was looking down, and all I see painted faces in the places I can't read. Someone like you, whoa, whoa. Someone like you, whoa, whoa. Someone like you, whoa, whoa. Someone like you, oh. The last song. Good luck with this one. So these were all the 10 clips. We're going to give you 2 more minutes to figure out which connections these songs have. So good luck with that, and I'll see you later.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much, Rudy, for that amazing performance. And the great news is Rudy's already promised that he'll play for an additional 30 minutes after we wrap up the quiz today. So do let us know which of those songs on the music round you like best. And who knows, he might play the whole thing for you in a bit. And now let's find out how you did on that music round, which normally can earn you 10 points. But tonight, it is a whopping 12.5 points that were up for grabs. This is the moment to swap answer sheets if you're in a local competition, because here they come without further ado, the answers. First up was a song by Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and or Bruno Mars. We're not picky. Either one of those earned you half a point. Why not? It's a party. Number 2 was the song Blackbird, performed originally by the Beatles. A half point for Blackbird, half a point for the Beatles. Number 3, that was Africa, and that is a song by the band Toto. Half a point for Africa and half a point for Toto on number 3. Number 4, Prince made another appearance. This was the song Kiss by Prince for number 4. And number 5, bit of a different genre there. We now know it was Born in Tennessee, Country Roads by Mr. John Denver. Country Roads, John Denver for number 5. And number 6 was a beautiful song, Angie by the Rolling Stones, performed beautifully there by Rudy. I'm secretly hoping he'll play us that one later on. Number 7, another one I really enjoyed, especially because his voice kind of sounds similar to the lead singer a little bit, I think. Really cool. Iris is the name of this song, and it's originally by the Goo Goo Dolls. Number 8 was, well, I actually loved all of these songs. Take It Easy is the name of this one, and it was originally performed by the Eagles. Number 9, a song that you may remember, though I actually prefer Rudy's version, I think. The Final Countdown, originally by Europe. And last but not least, it was a song by Kings of Leon. Use Somebody is the song title. Kings of Leon is the artist. And that was the first 10 points right there. Now, moving you straight into those connections, I'm curious to see if you managed to find all 5 of them. That would be impressive. Indeed, some of them were hidden a little bit. The first one was a link between songs 1 and 5 on the music round. Song 1 was Uptown Funk. And number 5 was Country Road. So we've got funk, we've got country. These are music styles connecting those 2 clips. Next up, songs 2 and 8 also had a connection between them. We had Blackbird and the Eagles. So birds on both of them for another half a point there. Next up, 3 and 9 had a link between them. Africa and Europe. Continents was another one of our connections. Next up, 2 more connections to go for half a point each. 4 and 10, songs 4 and 10. We had Prince and the Kings of Leon. So royalty, royal titles, something along those lines. If you have that on your answer sheet, that's another half a point towards your grand total, which could have been 70 points this evening. And last but not least, songs 6 and 7. Angie and Iris both had a lady's name in them. So women's names, girls' names, ladies' names. Names. I'll settle for names, half a point. And that makes for a grand total of 70. And I'm super curious if anyone managed to get close to that. That would be impressive indeed, because this was not the easiest quiz we ever presented to you, but I do think it was one of the more fun ones, and I really hope you agree. Do let us know on the chat how you enjoyed Rudy's performance, which song you would like him to play for you next. Was there one of the songs that really stood out on that music round? We'll see what we can do for you. So 70 points for that grand total. Start calculating and sharing on the chat, but don't forget to also make it official. We'll put the link in the chat for you for easy reference. Don't forget to submit your score so we can share that with the world on Monday when the global online ranking for Quiz 42 goes up on the website and our socials. The next quiz will be in 2 weeks from now. March 19th is the date, and your host will be George, whom you may have met last time. He actually did a brilliant job hosting quiz number 41, his first solo performance as an online quiz host, and he knocked it out of the park. We had rave reviews from many of you, so it's really nice to see how you've welcomed George on the show. He's actually going to be hosting the next 2 shows, which doesn't mean I'm leaving you by any means. None of that going on, but it's really nice to have him as a backup, and this is going to give him some much needed practice time to really get into the routine of things. It's also going to help me because we have loads of live events to prepare for here at number 42. So this way we can keep things going with the amazing George, and I'll report back to you in April. So the link will remain up, which means you can also make a contribution if you enjoyed today's quiz. I've already seen some questions on the chat here, like, can we have a live music round every time? That depends on those contributions, guys. Poor Rudy doesn't play for free, so we would love to have him on more frequently. We'll certainly see what we can do. But now it's almost time to enjoy a Rudy Bucks performance for a full 30 minutes. We're going to get the party started here in the studio. We look forward to seeing you again on March 19th, but don't leave just yet. Join the party for the next 30 minutes. Rudy is all yours. And before we officially say farewell with the rest of the crew, you are owed a little backstage wave, I think. On behalf of myself, the lovely Nikki, Guido, who will be photobombing you shortly. Yes, and Bob, we thank you so much for joining this anniversary edition. It's been a blast, as always, hosting for you. And yeah, let's get this party started. Over to you, Rudy.
Isn't the best place to find lovers, so the bar is where I go. With my friends, sip the people doing shots, take it fast and we talk slow. Come on over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now with the hands, stop, depend on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. I say now, girl, you know I want you love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I made you crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab off my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. Whoa, I'm in love with the shape of you. Push you pull like a magnet too. And my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Why, 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 why? Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape up when we can let the story begin. We're going out on the first date. You and me, flip the second night, can you fill up the bag and we fill up the plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet sounds and how your family's doing okay. Getting leaving the taxi, we're kissing the backseat till they try to make the radio play. And I say now, girl, you know I want you love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab off my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. Whoa. I'm in love with the shape of you. You should pull like a magnet. And my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and on my bed sheets smell like every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why? Oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why? Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Come on, beat my baby, come on. 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 I'm in love with your body. Come on, beat my baby, come on. Come on, beat my love with your body. Come on, beat my baby, come on. Come on, beat I'm in love with your body. Come on, beat my baby, come on. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Come on, beat my baby. Come on, beat my baby, come on. Come on, beat my baby. Come on, beat my baby, come on. Come on, beat my baby, come on. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Thank you, thank you. And do we have request songs yet? Oh, I can't read that. Oh, we have Blackbird. And take it easy. All right. Yeah, we thought that would be really nice. And normally they can't play songs of the Beatles on YouTube. So now we can. Yeah. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to rise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the night of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to arrive. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Thank you so much. Thank you. Here you have your Eagle song. Well, I'm a running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 they wanna own me, 2 they wanna stole me. 1 says she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. We may lose and we may win. Oh no, we never be here again. Find a place to make your stand and take it easy. I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in flatbed Ford, slowing down, take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose and we may win. No, no, we never be here again. So open up, I'm climbing in. Take it easy. All right. Well, I'm all trying to loosen my load. Got world of trouble on my mind. Looking for a lover who won't blow my cover. It's so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels make you crazy. So come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know your sweet love gonna save me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, we gotta take it easy. We gotta take it easy. We gotta take it easy. Thank you so much. Okay, the requests are still coming in, so we'll have a look at that. Oh yeah, but we also promised someone to play a Michael Jackson song here. Pretty baby with the high heels on. You bring me fever like I never ever known. You're just a part of pure loveliness. you twist. I feel your fever from miles around. I'll pick you up in my car and we'll paint this town. Just kiss me, baby, and tell me twice that you're the one for me. The way you're making me feel, you're really turning me on. You knock me off on my feet now, baby. Lonely days are gone. I like the feeling you're giving me. Hold me, baby, I'm in ecstasy. I've been working from 9 to 5. Buy you things that keep you by my side. I never felt so in love before. Just promise, baby, you love me forevermore. I swear I'm keeping you satisfied. You're the one for me, the way you're making me feel, really turning me on. You knock me off of my feet now, baby. Lonely days are gone. The way you make me feel, the way you make me feel, the way you make me feel, the way you make me feel. So give it to me, give me some time. Come on, be my guest. I'ma take a round. Ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business, just my mind and my baby. The way you make me feel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The way you make me feel. You're really turning me on. The way you make me feel. You knock me off of my feet now, baby. My lonely days are gone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me see. Wish You Were Here. That's a long song. Yeah, now you can sing along with us from your homes. We're gonna do the You Somebody. You Somebody, was it? Let's see if we can make a loop of it. For anyone who doesn't know how this works, this is a loop station and it records what I'm playing as I play it, and it records it and loops it, and in this way I can build my own backing band all by myself. Let me show you. I never did this song with the loop pedal, so we're just try this. I've been roaming around and I was looking down, and all I see painted faces fill the places I can't reach. You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you, don't you speak. Countless love has filled the covers of the street. You know that I could use somebody. Know that I could use somebody. Someone like you. Whoa, oh. Someone like you. Oh, whoa. Off in the night while you drip it up, I'm off to sleep. Waging wars, feel the poise and the beat. Hope it's gonna make you notice. I hope it's gonna make you notice. Someone like me. Whoa, whoa. Someone like me. Whoa, whoa. Someone like me. Oh, oh. I've been roaming around, now it's looking down, and all I see Thank you. So yeah, that was a song I normally don't play, so this was a little of an experiment. So, and now what do we have more? Okay, yeah. So only when I say crazy times, ask for crazy songs, and that's why I want to play you this song. holy child, yeah. Man sat after 70 years, and why he goes there for? It's no one locked the door. Those around him criticize and sleep. To a fracture, I should see my bed. To the other one, shoot the other one. They get together, they were friends in school. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. We're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. Yellow people walking through my head. One's got a gun, shoot the other one. Get together, they were friends at school. Alright, if all were there when we first stood up in, damn baby, baby. Miracles will happen as we change. Oh, but we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. In a sky full of people, only someone to fly, isn't that crazy? In a world full of people, only someone to fly, isn't that crazy? Crazy. In a world full of people, there's no someone to fly, isn't that crazy? In a world full of people, there's no someone to fly, isn't that crazy? In a world full of people, there's no someone to fly, isn't that crazy? In a world full of people, there's no someone to fly, isn't that crazy? Crazy. Yes. Okay. I have to do a real quick mashup of these songs. Like so close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are. And nothing else matters. Never opened myself this way. Life is ours, we live in our way. All these words I don't just say. and nothing else matters. Never care for what they know, never care for what they do. No, and I know and around the corner, half a mile from here, I see that long train run, and you watch them disappear without love. Well, where would you be now without love? Without love. Ooh, where would you be now? Thank you so much. Yolinka, thank you for having me. I'll do one more song. I send you home with this wonderful Ed Sheeran song. And it was a pleasure to be here. And maybe till next time, have a great day, have a great evening, and bye-bye. When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. When I was running from my brother and his friends, tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then, taking me back to when I found my heart, broke it. He made friends and lost them through the years. I've not seen the roaring fields in so long. Oh, how I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. And I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Years old, smoking hand-rolled cigarettes, running from the law to the backfields and getting drunk with my friend. My first kiss on a Friday night, I don't reckon I did it right. I was younger then, taking me back to when we found weekend jobs. We got paid, we bought cheap spirits, drink them straight. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long. Oh, how we've grown, but I can't wait to go home. And I'm on my way, driving One friend left to sell clothes. One works down by the coast. One had 2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed. One's already on a second wife. One's just bad at getting by. And these people raised me, and I can't wait to go home, and I'm on my way. I still remember these old country lanes. Well, we did not know the answer, and I missed the way you make me feel. It's real. We watched the sunset over the castle on the hill. Whoa, over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the. We watched the sunset over the castle on the. We watched the sunset over the castle on the. We watched the sunset over the castle on the hill. Thank you so much. Bye bye.